Her social status, how would you know?
She's poor, so she's not she's not well educated. So I think that since she's poor, like she's a very like dirty human being, and like I think that she's not worthy of Mr. Rochester's love because he needs to be with someone that's like beautiful and like wealthy and like prominent and has connections that will help him with his business. But then Jane, like you guys are not gonna help him because like you're poor and like you had a like bad childhood and you're not gonna do anything useful for Mr. Rochester.
And realistically, because of your social status, there's no chance that you guys are gonna marry him. So I think you guys should just give up right now.
Mr. Rochester deserves someone with his equal social status because he is a very wealthy man and he has incredible power in the elite social community. And as Blanche, I think that I am high social status, I'm well educated, I am efficient in English manners, I can play the piano, I can sing. And I would be a more suiting wife to Miss Rochester than Jane because I'm more well educated, I'm more well known in the society. And Jane, you're just a plain girl who is not of equal social status. And you trying to get at Mr. Rochester by doing your tricks and things, I think that's unsuitable. And also, this is against Victorian era, like to marry someone like lower than his status.
Speak from your point of view, though.
You can talk to the James.
So yeah, like from my point of view, like I think that he shouldn't marry someone from lower like class, and also like you like well yeah, I can't bring that up.
So let's now move on to the
James. You guys can describe what Blanche
how do you
is
think
like.
about Blanche?
Okay.
And this is the part when you can kind of talk.
And guys, there's a lot of really textual evidence on the subject. That's why we chose it. So try to use textual
As much
evidence.
as you
Alright, I know I'm ugly, but then
They already discussed
Okay.
it. If you make it open a bit, let's do it like this. Yeah, on who deserves Rochester
can. So
more
you guys
support.
can both talk.
But what we want everyone to kind of each side to have an equal opinion. Everyone to talk. So can we make it one side,
Like bounce
one
off,
person
like,
says something, one side, one person says bounce off.
Like a ping pong.
So we'll start with Blanche.
So you said that the social status doesn't matter, but then your mom and dad died. And Georgina ran away with a guy who didn't match his social status, and she ended up getting caught by her family. So I don't think that was a good example to.
Any more proof?
And also,
No. We're only gonna have one person on each side speaking.
so the question that you guys are asking is who deserves Rochester more and why, right? Well, I deserve Mr. Rochester more because as we have read the passage about the good night then sir, the passage that we discussed or Albert read to us, was it Albert? Yeah. We know that Mr. Rochester likes me and he like grabs my hand and doesn't let go of it and like it was kind of getting dangerous, but then yeah, so through this passage we know that I deserve Mr. Rochester more and yeah.
but then your like statement is ill-conceived because like you said that like you don't know anything about love, but then that's a contradiction because like Mr. Rochester is like the first male that you ever encountered besides that you're John. So like you can't say we don't know what true love is because Mr. Rochester is like the only like man that you've ever been with. So you don't know what true love means also. And also you're like in chapter 18 you say I should have had one vital struggle with two tigers, jealousy and despair. So all your judgment is basically jealous of us, I mean like me, because like we have higher status than you, so that kind of blinds you and like yeah.
Wait, so just to clarify, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Did you just say that we are jealous of you?
Yeah.
We're not jealous.
You're not jealous.
Can you guys find the passage where she specifically says
Okay,
that?
I'll just read you guys the passage. Much too you will think, reader, to engender jealousy if a woman in my position could presume to be jealous of a woman who is Miss Ignorance. But I was not jealous.
you go on to say one?
Wait, is someone else?
So,
Or maybe another Jane can explain.
Let's hear from more James.
Yeah, like equal distribution.
Sam Jane.
So can I know?
Can someone just explain why you guys aren't jealous of one?
It wasn't in the textbook. It wasn't in the book. I mean, there should have been a reason why you wrote that down because it's easy to get jealous when a person is higher status than you, but you just clearly stated that you aren't. So
Like maybe something about your personality,
Yeah.
or like what
Or
you've
your child
experienced
could be
that built up, maybe?
I think I wrote that because I'm proud of myself. Like I like myself as the way I am, and that's why I think I wrote that.
So that's a good start. Yeah, you can build up on that. Yeah.
I'm done.
It says that you admire me and you acknowledge my excellence, and you the more I have superiority, the deeper you have your admiration on chapter 18. So you can't say that you're not jealous of me because that's contradicting yourself. As you say.
admiration and jealousy.
Yeah, so I admire your knowledge and like your beauty and stuff, but then there's true love between me and my sister, so I'm not jealous about that.
You accused us of not being true love, and how do you know it's not true love when you've never felt true? Because you were brought up in a secluded society as a village, and that was a school for girls, and you never encountered any men, so you're inexperienced in that. So how can you judge love when you've never experienced the emotion yourself? And how, when you claim that you do not just by experience, you do not just by appearance or anything else, but you look at the heart, how can you look into my heart and say that we're not telling true love?
Yeah, how? Well, the thing is, if you can't know what love is without having experience, then how are you ever gonna feel love? So like I read about love, like what love is from like many books. Books and real life.
Did you really?
Are they really?
there's no more into
We
So
can't.
like
my.
books are
Remember-
like fantasy.
No, yeah, she's
Remember
read.
I was really bookish.
She's well read.
In the
About birds.
Let James talk.
This is what Mr. Rochester himself said. You never felt jealousy, did you, Miss Eyre? Of course not. I need not ask you because you never felt love.
The first time ever I had.
And you said before that Mr. Rochester is the one that has to choose, and you said that, okay, I'll say that you are not jealous, but here, let's take this passage here. You said, but the longer I consider the position, education of the parties, the less I feel justified in judging and blaming either him or Miss Ingram for acting in conformity to ideas and principles instilled into them, doubtless from their childhood. All their class held these principles, I suppose, then they had reasons for holding them, such as I cannot abandon. Blah, 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 blah. Sorry. Blah, blah, blah. It seemed to me that were I a gentleman like him, I would take to my bosom only such as a wife as I could love. And the key word is could here. And I am sorry to tell you, but Mr. Rochester cannot love a woman who is not of the social status. It is just not possible. And if you really did love him, you would let him come to a woman that he can marry. Because if he marries you, he's just going to have a hard time social society.
Like, I'm not the only Jane, so it's not
Here's kind of, you guys might not know.